Good evening, everyone. I hope you all can hear me. Okay. Welcome for Wednesday guided meditation and sutra discussion. Please sit comfortably wherever you are and relax your body and calm your mind. As usual, today we are begin with recitation, paying homage to the Buddha, Dhamma and the Sangha. Right after the recitation, we meditate, we practice breathing meditation and sharing loving friendliness, metta bhavana. You know, the practice is very important. So therefore, you all been practicing meditation by using different techniques in order to develop our spiritual status. You know, if you meditate at least 10-15 minutes per day, that's really good exercise to your mind. So if you can do more, the benefits that you could see the benefits, your developed mind. You know, meditation sharpens our concentration and our thinking power. Then piece by piece, your own subconscious motive and mechanics become clear to you. Your intuition sharpens. The precision of your thoughts increase and gradually you come to a direct knowledge of things as they really are, without illusion. So is this reason enough to bother? These are just promises into myself. And we are all able to sharpen our awareness doing our applying our practice daily. So it would able to see the right perspective, right concentration, lead right path. Right path leads inner peace and spiritual development. What the Buddha taught to attain an enlightenment person. So we all have to practice, develop our spirituality or spiritual level of our mind. So in order to have a higher status of our mind, definitely we must practice meditation and researching Dhamma. So then we can be all able to find out the right solution. Right, we can find out the right answers, so forth. All right, dear Dhamma friends, please adjust your seat and bring your mind to this moment. Let go of all other thoughts. I know that you all are busy, spending very busy days sometimes. So now you are fully free. Your body, mind, so calm, relax. Bring your mind to this moment and listen to the chanting mindfully. Relax. We pay respect to the worthy one, fully enlightened one, the fully enlightened Buddha, perfectly enlightened Buddha. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Buddhaṃ saraṇaṃ gacchāmi. Dhammaṃ saraṇaṃ gacchāmi. Saṅghaṃ saraṇaṃ gacchāmi. Dutiyampi buddhaṃ saraṇaṃ gacchāmi. Dutiyampi dhammaṃ saraṇaṃ gacchāmi. Dutiyampi saṅghaṃ saraṇaṃ gacchāmi. Tatiyampi buddhaṃ saraṇaṃ gacchāmi. Tatiyampi dhammaṃ saraṇaṃ gacchāmi. Tatiyampi saṅghaṃ saraṇaṃ gacchāmi. Pānātipātā vēramaṇī sikkāpadaṃ samādiyāmi. Adinādānā vēramaṇī sikkāpadaṃ samādiyāmi. Kāmesu miccācārā vēramaṇī sikkāpadaṃ samādiyāmi. Musāvādā vēramaṇī sikkāpadaṃ samādiyāmi. Surāmēraya majjapamā dattānā vēramaṇī sikkāpadaṃ samādiyāmi. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. Homage to the Buddha, Dhamma and Sangha. Itipiso bhagavārahang sammā sambuddho vijjhācarana sampanno sugato lokavidu anuttaro purisa dhamma sārati sattha deva manussānaṁ buddho bhagavati Swakhato bhagavata dhammo sanditthiko akaliko ehipassiko opanayiko paccattam veditabbo viññohiti Supatipanno bhagavato sāvaka sangho Ujupatipanno bhagavato sāvaka sangho Ñāyapatipanno bhagavato sāvaka sangho Samīti patipanno bhagavato sāvaka sangho Yadidang cattari purisa yugani atta purisa punggalam Esa bhagavato sāvaka sangho Ahuneyo pahuneyo Dakkineyo anjali karaniyo Anuttarang punyak kettang lokassati Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. Okay. Gently close your eyes. Please pay your attention to the breath body. I am mindfully breathing in long. I am mindfully breathing out long. Please concentrate your mind to the breath body. You can feel your breathing going in, going out. Relax, calm your mind, relax your body. Let go all other thoughts. Be aware of the breath body. Slowly and gently feel your breath body. You can see the rhythm of your body. Breathing in, breathing out. I am mindfully breathing in. I am mindfully breathing out. Relax. Let go all other thoughts. May I be well, happy and peaceful. May I be well, happy and peaceful. May I be well, happy and peaceful. May no harm come to me. May I always meet with spiritual success. May I also have courage, understanding, and determination to meet and overcome inevitable difficulties, problems, and failures in my life. May my family members be well, happy, and peaceful. May no harm come to them. May they always meet with the spiritual success. May they also have courage, understanding, and determination to meet and overcome inevitable difficulties, problems, and failures in their life. May my relatives, may my friends be well, happy, and peaceful. May all indifferent persons, may all unfriendly persons be well, happy, and peaceful. May all in the United States be well, happy, and peaceful. May no harm come to anyone. May all living beings be well, happy, and peaceful in this country, other countries. May all have happy minds. No difficulties come to anyone. May all have happy minds. May all have happy thoughts. May all be free from suffering. May all be free from suffering. May all have happy minds. May all have happy minds. May all have happy minds. Dukkhapattha cha nidukkha bhayapattha cha nibbaya Sokapattha cha nisoka antu sabbe pipanino Dukkhapattha cha nidukkha bhayapattha cha nibbaya Sokapattha cha nisoka antu sabbe pipanino Dukkhapattha cha nidukkha bhayapattha cha nibbaya Sokapattha cha nisoka antu sabbe pipanino Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. Okay, well, friends, please turn the page number 47. Discourse on loving friendliness. One is skilled in good, wishing to attain the state of peace, should act thus. One should be able, straight, upright, obedient, gentle, and humble. One should be content, easy to support, with pure duties, living lightly, controlled in senses, discreet, not impudent, unattached to families. One should not do any slight wrong, which the wise might censure. May all beings be happy and secure. May all beings have happy minds. Whatever living beings there may be, without exception, weak or strong, long or large, medium, short, shuttle or cross, visible or invisible, living near or far, born or coming to birth, may all beings have happy minds. Let no one deceive another, nor despise anyone anywhere, neither from anger nor ill will, should anyone wish harm to another. As a mother would risk her own life to protect her only child, even so towards all living beings, one should cultivate a boundless heart. One should cultivate for the world a heart of boundless, loving friendliness, above, below, and all around, unobstructed, without hatred or resentment. Whether standing, walking, or sitting, lying down, or whenever awake, one should develop this mindfulness. She is called divinely dwelling here, not falling into narrow views, but virtuous and endowed with vision, removing desire for sensual pleasures. One comes never again to birth in the womb. By the power of this truth, may I always have well-being. By the power of this truth, may I always have well-being. By the power of this truth, may I always have well-being. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. Okay, thank you everyone. Yeah, uh, friends, we've been discussing the Samadhi, the sutra, Samadhi. Last Wednesday, we discussed the Four Noble Truths, and Venerable Sariputta explained the Four Noble Truths to the group of monks. So we are beginning the sutra from aging and death. you know, um, generally, sometimes some would feel unpleasant to discuss the unpleasant feelings. Unpleasant feelings, but we have experience in our life, right? So therefore, in this research, we understand, or we try to realize things as it is, the true nature. I mean, to accept that any kind of changes. Nothing is permanent. So today, this chapter begins reading aging and death. Okay, I hope you all can see the screen, and let's read the. So this is explaining what is the unpleasant feeling or unsatisfactoriness. What does it mean, right? Saying, good friends, the bhikkhus delighted and rejoiced in the Venerable Sariputta's word. Then they asked him a further question. But friend, might there be another way in which a noble disciple is one of right view and has arrived at this true Dhamma? There might be, friends. So just remind you, it's a little review what we are talking. The ditti means the right view. In this paragraph, Venerable Sariputta explained to the group of monks aging and death, or the Four Noble Truths. Okay, so in order to have a right view or right perception, so we definitely need to realize the Four Noble Truths. When, friends, a noble disciple understands aging and death, the origin of aging and death, the cessation of aging and death, and the way leading to the cessation of aging and death, in that way he is one of right view and has arrived at this true Dhamma. Right? Aging, we spend a day or spend an hour, it means we are getting aging. So we can, suppose think yesterday, we spend a day, yesterday. So yesterday will never come again, right? So we can have a kind of memory, what I have done yesterday, how I spent my day, okay? But the day will never come again. So therefore we call, aging. So when we spend an hour or day, we are aging, okay? We all had a, certain age levels, right? So aging, sometimes, no, it's true. No one need to become aging in old age, right? But it's the practitioner would realize this, how my body is getting aging, how this is, I'm the part of this nature. Nobody can stop this, right? Aging. And so death, aging and death, someday, somewhere, everyone has to say goodbye. But we don't, sometimes some would don't feel it pleasant feeling as, really it's not pleasant feelings. But what we are doing here, we try to realize it and accept these changes. Okay. And what is the aging and death? What is the origin of aging and death? What is the cessation of aging and death? What is the way leading to the cessation of aging and death? The aging of beings in the various orders of beings, they are all age, brokenness of teeth, grayness of hair, wrinkling of skin, decline of life, weakness of faculties. This is called aging. The passing of beings out of the various orders of beings, they are passing away. Dissolution, disappearance, time, completion of time, dissolution of these aggregates, lying down of the body. This is called death. So this aging and this death are what is called aging and death. With the rising of birth, there is the rising of aging and death. What we have, lose it one day, one day lose it. Right? With the rising of birth, there is the rising of aging and death. Nobody can avoid this. With the cessation of birth, there is the cessation of aging and death. The way leading to the cessation of aging and death is just this Noble Eightfold Path. That is right view, right concentration. When the noble disciple has thus understood aging and death, the origin of aging and death, the cessation of aging and death, and the way leading to the cessation of aging and death, he here and now makes an end of suffering. In that way too, a noble disciple is one of right view and has arrived at this true Dhamma. So this talk is based on right view. So we are trying to figure out what does the meaning right view. So now very clearly can understand, Venerable Sariputta explained to this group of monks the meaning of aging, the meaning of death, and realize it. One who realize it, we call he or she has right view, right concentration. Okay? But saying, good friends, the bhikkhus delighted and rejoiced in the Venerable Sariputta's word. Then they asked him a further question. What, friends, might there be another way in which a noble disciple is one of right view and has arrived at this true Dhamma? There might be, friends. When, friends, a noble disciple understands birth, the origin of birth, the cessation of birth, and the way leading to the cessation of birth, in that way he is one of right view and has arrived at this true Dhamma. And what is birth? What is the origin of birth? What is the cessation of birth? What is the way leading to the cessation of birth? The birth of beings into the various orders of beings. They are coming to birth, precipitation, generation, manifestation of the aggregates, obtaining the basis for contact. This is called birth. Within the horizon of being, there is the horizon of birth. With the cessation of being, there is the cessation of birth. The way leading to the cessation of birth is just this Noble Eightfold Path. That is right view, right concentration. When a noble disciple has thus understood birth, the origin of birth, the cessation of birth, and the way leading to the cessation of birth, he here and now makes an end of suffering. In that way, too, a noble disciple is one of right view and has arrived at this true Dhamma. Being, saying, good friends, the bhikkhus delighted and rejoiced in the Venerable Sariputta's word. Then they asked him a further question, but friends, might there be another way in which a noble disciple is one of right view and has arrived at this true Dhamma? There might be friends. When friends, a noble disciple understands being, the origin of being, the cessation of being, and the way leading to the cessation of being. In that way, he is one of right view and has arrived at this true Dhamma. And what is being? What is the origin of being? What is the cessation of being? What is the way leading to the cessation of being? There are these three kinds of beings: sense sphere being, fine material being, and immaterial being. With the rising of clinging, there is the rising of being. With the cessation of clinging, there is a cessation of being. The way leading to the cessation of being is just this Noble Eightfold Path. That is right view, right concentration. When a noble disciple has thus understood being, the origin of being, the cessation of being, and the way leading to the cessation of being, he here and now makes an end of suffering. In that way, too, a noble disciple is one of right view and has arrived at this true Dhamma. Clinging. Saying, good friends, the bhikkhus delighted and rejoiced in Venerable Sariputta's word. Then they asked him a further question, but friends, might there be another way in which a noble disciple is one of right view and has arrived at this true Dhamma? There might be friends. When friends, a noble disciple understands clinging, the origin of clinging, the cessation of clinging, and the way leading to the cessation of clinging. In that way, he is one of right view and has arrived at this true Dhamma. And what is clinging? What is the origin of clinging? What is the cessation of clinging? What is the way leading to the cessation of clinging? There are these four kinds of clinging. Clinging to sensual pleasures, clinging to views, clinging to rituals and observances, and clinging to a doctrine of self. With the arising of craving, there is the arising of clinging. With the cessation of craving, there is the cessation of clinging. The way leading to the cessation of clinging is just this Noble Eightfold Path, that is right view, right concentration. When a noble disciple has thus understood clinging, the origin of clinging, the cessation of clinging, and the way leading to the cessation of clinging, he here and now makes an end of suffering. In that way, to a noble disciple is one of right view and has arrived at this true Dhamma. Okay. In this section, it's talking about cause and effects. What is the reason to reborn? Clinging is the reason. What we cling, subject to change. And what we cling, someday lose it. Clinging. And here it says, There are there are these four kinds of clinging. Clinging to sensual pleasures, clinging to views, clinging to rituals and observances, and clinging to a doctrine of self. Uh, Sensual pleasures, clinging to views, clinging to rituals and observances, and clinging to doctrine of self. Okay. Now you all can understand what is the cause of birth and how to end this suffering, how to the cessation of suffering, how to do that. So because of born, here it's very clearly says, um, by understanding the Four Noble Truth and Eight Noble Path. So number one is right concentration. Number one is right view, sorry. Number two is right concentration. Okay, now I hope you all very clearly understand. Venerable Sariputta explained to this monk what is the meaning of suffering or unpleasantness or unsatisfactoriness. Okay. Then he further discussed what is the meaning of this life. Aging, decay, die. So, right after he discussed because of born cause suffering, how to end this suffering, and he further discussed the cause and effects. Dependent origination, it talks about avidya, ignorance, because of not knowing this process. This mind been creating and experiences and different observations, views, rituals, and self. Because of that, the clinging arises. I cling to it. I attach to it. What I see, what I hear, what I taste, what I feel, what I'm thinking in my mind. By using these six senses, I attach to it. I cling to it. The clinging causes suffering. What I cling, it's subjected to change. Cause of clinging. So we try to, by realizing, we try to not to cling it. Without clinging, we can dedicate our life to do some, to do any kind of work. I mean, to myself, to ourselves, as well as others. No clinging. It doesn't mean don't really have any kind of sense are fully understandable. I mean, therefore, the Venerable Sariputta explained here what the meaning of suffering and how we born, and the cause of born is he's talking. The clinging is the cause of born. Clinging. Right? So what we have to, one who realizes this process, one who is able to see this, then the practitioner would able to experience or observe without clicking. So eventually he could realize it. So this is some kind of temporary things I attach to it, but I feel it permanent thing as. Right now I feel it, it's not permanent thing. I know it's temporary thing. So our body is aging. It's changing. And we know this, the nature of our body, nature of these changes. So we know it well. So this is called right view. This is called right concentration. Right? It's called right concentration. And clinging is the cause of birth. Clinging. So when we know it well, when we realize it well, we do not attach to it. So when we do not attach to it, there is no suffering, because we are not attached to it. So we lose only what we cling. We lose only that. When we are not clinging to anything, so there is nothing to lose. Right? So when we drive on the way, that we see many pictures, many things on our way. So when we go to home, but we don't remember even what we saw on the roadsides, because we sometimes we do not cling to them, right? Because why we do not cling to them? Because we don't need it. So as the same way, the practitioner realized, I don't need it, I don't want it, I just see it, but I am not attached to it. I know it well. I can see it, I can hear it, I know it well, but I'm not attached to it. It's, gradually it would develop our mind into that state level. Make sense what I mean? It doesn't happen within 1 hour, 1 day, 1 month, no. So by practicing and realizing and investigating, so then we can realize this process. Then we can be happy. I'm happy, always I'm happy. No worry, no fear, no worry, no stress, no any kind of defilements, no any kind of unwholesome things. Happiness is there. Peace is within me right now in this moment, right now, because of the right view of Four Noble Truth, and right concentration of Four Noble Truth, and right view of Noble Eightfold Path. Then we are able to see our emotional feelings as well as thinking mind. We can categorize, you can put those into different chapters. What are my emotional mind and the thinking mind? So thinking mind would be developed through this practice. Then we are able to see the emotional mind. How I behave my mind, how I react, how I grasp, how I attach to it, how I've been creating my thoughts, how I behave verbally, physically, and mentally. Right? Okay, that when we see something, so by realize it, when I know it, I am according to my experiences, according to my knowledge, when I see some objects, so I attached it in a different, with different thoughts because of my understanding. So then we all able to see this process in our mind, mental process. So we call the cognitive process, cognitive mind in this state. Okay. Venerable Sariputta explained to this group of monks what does the mean right view. Right view is understanding of Four Noble Truths. Right view is understanding of Noble Eightfold Path. Right view and right concentration. So therefore we can realize our mental process and no clinging furthermore, and be able to see, see the right perspective through our observations. All right. If you have a question, please let me know. Otherwise, we can continue this lesson on next Wednesday. Okay. I hope all had a very good time, and you all been practicing meditation and for a long time, and you all doing this investigation, and I think you would help to today's Dhamma discussion and Sutra discussion for further investigation, and we will continue this lesson on our next Wednesday, the Sammaditthi Sutra. If you have a time, please read this discourse, and we can talk it on our next session. Okay. All right. Thank you, everyone, and have a great night.
Thank you, Bhante.
Thank you, Bhante.
Thank you.